Hello, this is Thomas K4SWL, and if you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. Today, I am on the summit of High Brighton Mountain in Caldwell County, North Carolina, and it's a gorgeous day. A big front ran through the area last night, took out 2 days worth of rain, high humidity, and today's actually the very first full day of fall. Now, it is incredibly windy today, as you can tell. Actually, down in the valley, it's not windy at all. It is just up at like this level right here. I was actually on, let's see, a summit over there. Well, actually, I was going to go to a trailhead for a summit over that way, over near Blowing Rock, North Carolina. And the winds were gusting 45 miles an hour. I chose not to take that trip. It's actually a very easy hike. Where I was planning to go was a very easy hike, but I had to be around trees and stuff, and the trees were just bending over. And after 2 days of rain, you don't want to be underneath trees and high winds. So I decided to come down here into the foothills and hit a mountain I had not hit before, which is High Brighton. And it's actually a really interesting little mountain. Above me, there's this massive grid, and I wondered what it was at first, but there's a star, and I think a cross or something that are here on the that light up. You can see the bulbs, and of course it's a tower cluster. A lot of these little 2-point summits in foothills tend to be sites for cell phone towers and repeaters and things. But it's a gorgeous day. I have no clue if you'll be able to hear much of anything. I don't have any kind of windscreen for this camera, and if it gets annoying, I will not be offended if you just go somewhere else and find a more pleasant video to watch. One really cool thing about this site, though, there's actually a hang gliding ramp up here. It looks like it's seen better days, but there's a nice hang gliding ramp up here. This side of the mountain, I was told that this used to be, this side of the mountain actually collapsed, eons ago, geologic time, and made a really flat side to this, not so high summit. And so it's a great place to go hang gliding. I don't know if people use it anymore or not. I don't think so. This site is actually surprisingly difficult to set up on. And the reason why is I don't like setting up on roads or any kind of access points for towers and things. I don't want to be near any power lines. And I don't really want to be near guy lines and things, but there's a spider's web of guy lines up here. There's an old fire tower that you may be able to see, but it is you can't go up in it or anything. It's gated off and locked. But it's actually a really, really pleasant trail to get up here. So anyway, I have got the Chameleon Impasse light set up, which is ideal for today in these winds. Like you can see, it's handling these winds really, really well. They don't really phase it much. I had planned to use the Delta Loop today, but the CHA TDL, I mean, it would just be nearly ideal right here. I'd have to go a little further down the hill, but I think on 20 meters it would put out an incredible signal. But that's just not in the cards today. It's just way, way, way too windy to do that. I'd have to guy that thing down to make it work. Anyway, let's see if we can get this activation done. This is going to be weird. I'm using my Elecraft KX2 today. And I've got my action camera here, which is actually the better camera when it comes to, noise and things. But we'll see how this works. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to adjust things here to try to make it work. I doubt I'll edit this out, because if you know me, you'll know that I don't edit my videos at all, hardly. And hopefully you'll be able to hear this radio. Now, I want to show you something real quick. This is I don't want to undo it completely. This is a little folding clipboard, a little board for playing radio, sent to me by one of our subscribers, Carol Ann. And Carol Ann, I'm really sorry, I can't remember your call off the top of my head, because I can't remember call signs worth anything. But this is such a cool thing. It folds up completely flat and goes in a pack. Has a little rubber mat here, and normally I'd set this thing down flat, but since I want the speaker audio to be as good as it can be, I put up the little tripod leg here on the KX2. Really holds it down nicely. There's a strap underneath, so I can strap it to my leg to hopefully kind of hold it on here. And There's just enough room to operate the radio and to do a little logging. This is going to be a great companion for the KX2, I can tell you now, and probably the MTR3B. This is very, very stable. And unfortunately, this is as close as I can really get the radio down here. I'm sorry if I'm a little distracted. This wind is howling. I don't know if you can hear that or not in the video, but it is howling. Let's see here. Do I have this tuned up? Yeah, there we go. So now the audio, people ask me about the audio on some of my radios because they'll notice that the audio jumps around a lot. A lot of that's because I'm cranking the volume up so high so that the microphone and the camera can hear it. So let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and start calling CQ SOTA. You know, I've got to remember. Let me see. Am I on 10 watts? I need to go down to my 5 watts. Let's move this guy down to 5 watts. And now, let's see what this message is. Nope. Whoops, I should have hit transmit to stop that. Let's do CQ SOTA with this if I can. What I'm doing, setting up a message memory. I think one of the reasons why the wind's so bad on this side of the mountain actually is because of how flat it is on one side. The wind's just kind of whipping up around the side of it. Now I'm going to spot myself. Even though I'm scheduled, I'm going to do it anyway just to 14.061. Here we go. CW. Save. Done. All I need are 4 contacts. I probably will not hang around today very long. Let me try to move up this way a little bit. Let's see if that helps. There we go. Let me make it a little closer. I was going to put this in my hammers app, but I think I'm not going to bother with that today because I'll only be submitting this to SOTA. There we go. Gotcha, buddy. It's good to have you in the logs again. I hope you can hear this. So I got 1, only need 3 more. heard somebody else in there. I don't know what propagation's like today. My buddy Mike told me that 40 meters is just dead. It's okay, take your time. Take your time. I did the same thing when I was learning fives. Minnesota, nice. $519, okay. He said he was in Washington. I got a completed activation, yay! My buddy Mike's telling me that the propagation's bad enough that the reverse beacon network's not picking me up. Man, this wind sounds so ominous. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I hope I'm not talking too loud for this thing, but the winds here are absolutely insane. I'm in sort of a sheltered area here though, but I'm sure that you're getting a lot of wind noise. this. Absolutely loving this. And to my knowledge, she does not sell these. She just makes them, you know, to make them. Very, very kind of her. I love this. And it folds up so small, it'll fit in just any kind of pack. You know, I'll do this for maybe a minute more, and then I'll move up to 17 meters. My buddy's asking me if it's cold up here. It's always important when you do these summit activations. Like up here, I'm with a big cluster of cell phone towers and stuff. I have cell phone service, but you don't often have that. And it's good to have friends looking out for you. You know what? I'm going to move up to 17 meters here in a second. Maybe I'll keep this video short enough that I can actually upload it soon. On 17 meters, I may even move it up to, maybe I'll move it up to 10 watts, just to be crazy. I'm not going to do voice today. I'd plan to do voice, but I don't know that I'm going to do that, and I don't know, maybe I will. We'll see. Okay, let's move up. I'm not hearing any activity on 17 meters, but hey. Let's try to... Okay. Oh, well, it doesn't like it when I do that, I guess. Here we go. We'll go all the way up to 10 watts. That really won't make a big difference, but it may give some European stations a little bit better chance to work me. Because oddly enough, this site has only been activated twice before, which really surprises me because it's very accessible. This is not a difficult to get to site. So it surprises me a bit that there's that it's only been activated twice. Once, I think, in 2012, and then once in January of this year. This site would be open year-round. I mean, it's in the foothills, so I'll probably come back here in January because it's a two-pointer, but you get bonus points in the winter. And I think this would qualify for bonus points. Pretty sure it would. Come on, let's get a European station. That'd be fine. The problem is I am on the wrong side of the mountain for this. I don't know. I may get a little bit of opportunity to make it into Europe. Oh, it's only operating 5 watts. Maybe I don't have my battery powered up all the way. Let me try that again. It's a little odd that I'd only be getting 5 watts, huh? There must be a reason though. Yeah, there's a reason. And that reason is I don't have enough voltage in my battery right now to do 10 watts, which is fine. I really need to check out this lithium battery because I've had this pack since I bought the radio in 2016. So it's been running for 5 years now, over 5 years. And it's impressive. It's been performing like it has. And I know it'll continue to do it, but it's possible that it won't hold its voltage as long. But running at 5 watts, I bet I'll still be able to do 2 hours worth of work on this battery, because KX2 can cope with that. Okay. Okay, we're going to move down to the 30 meter band now. Okay. Yeah, 1.71, that's not too bad actually. I feel like the winds are starting to calm down a little bit. That's kind of nice, actually. For those of you wondering about pencils, and I get a lot of questions, you can see what pencil this is. Koh-i-Noor. The bands are very, very rough today. That's nice. I spoke way too soon about the wind. Way too soon. Man, I love this thing. Thank you, Carolyn. This is so cool. It's funny how small things like this can make a big difference. I think she may have the file available for this. All right. That's a little too fast for me. I'll just go back later and take that. We won't let him know right now, okay? I'm just not that good. That was kind of like being hit with a machine gun. Oh, here comes a car. I wasn't expecting this. Okay. Hopefully I'm not in the way. I was tempted to go down to 40 meters. I'll have to see. You may hear me talk to somebody here in just a second. I think it was a W4T, if I understood correctly. Hi, how are you doing? Hope that wasn't too loud. That's the problem with this, is I can't monitor the audio as I'm doing it. I'd love to have a setup where I could do that, though. It's beyond my skills at the moment. I am tempted to go down to 40 meters just so I can try to work my buddies Eric and Mike. Let's see here. Yeah, let's try to work Mike here. Oh gosh, that was way too fast. Okay, good. I can never do those right. Okay, let's see. Now let's move down to the 40 meter band real quick. That's nice to get a summit to summit. Okay. I'll have to do this quickly though, because I don't know how much battery I have left on this, and we are now running at about, we're running for a bit of time here. Let's see, let me move this. is very quiet on 40 meters as well. There's actually a little bit of noise I think I'm hearing coming off of some of these towers. So AC1Z, actually, when they were doing their summit, they have not actually been spotted yet on the network. I don't think they've put out a spot yet. I don't know if that's... Let me see if I can spot them, maybe. AC1Z. Ooh, let's see. W4T / SU -005. So I just figured out what they were asking. They were asking me to spot them summit to summit. So I just gave them a spot, and that's a 10-point summit. There, I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. You know what? I am going to call it quits here right now. This has been a good run. So I've got like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is really nice for a summit activation on a day with bad propagation. So, yeah. I am very happy with the new clipboard. Maybe show you how this thing works. Let me pull my radio off of here. So she has this, there's a gel pad here, and this is removable, and it's really, really rubbery and sticky. Very nicely done. And so this folds up like this, and you can just stick it in your pack. I mean, it's so compact. It's just really nice. Love that. Okay, so anyway, I am going to pull this camera off of here and call it quits right now. And thank you very much for hanging out here with me today as I made this activation. And if you ever get a chance to come up here to Brighton, if you live in the area, I'd highly recommend this. It's actually a great site, but don't try to set up over close to the fire tower over there. It's just, there's just too many things there. I mean, you can, there are places there to do it, but it's much easier over here. There's a nice overlook. I could have moved down here today, but frankly, it was just too windy in that spot. It's really windy right here. And that was actually kind of protected over here underneath this big monolithic grid. So anyway, thank you so much for coming along with me today. I would enjoy any of your kind comments below, and I hope that you get out and maybe enjoy a nice park or summit near you sometime soon. And anyway, take care, and always, as always, check below. I have a link to, in the description, to the accompanying field report for this activation on qrpeer.com. And it has all the gear and everything I use in it, links to everything, and extra comments. So today, I can't remember if I mentioned this, but I'd actually gone up to another mountain, and those gusty winds, I did mention this. And the thing I want to really point out is up here, this is kind of gusty, but I felt pretty safe. There are no tall trees right here that are going to fall on me or anything. Even no matter how badly you might want to do an activation and go hiking, and I can take windy weather, that's not a problem. I would have had no problem putting up this antenna in windy weather, but you just don't want to be beneath limbs and things when they can fall on you on a really long hike. So just avoid doing that, and always take care of yourself first. And that's what I did today. I just rearranged my schedule, and hey, it worked out really well. I've got a nice, probably 1 hour hike back, and yeah, I'm very pleased that I made it here to Brighton today. What a nice surprise. So anyway, 7 threes, and thanks again.